Come on. Come on. We're going to Santa Fe. Yes, Santa Fe. Santa Fe, New Mexico. We are here at the Hyde Memorial State Park Campground. Elevation is just under 9,000 feet, and we know that. We can feel it. But there's a bus that comes up here twice a day, and we are hoping that in just a few minutes we can jump on that bus and get a lift into Santa Fe.
Oh, okay, we'll carry on.
Can you guys grab them a schedule? Can you hand me a schedule? I hand it to them.
We can't jump on, no?
No, it's okay. We'll go down to the
We'll
next
catch
one.
you on the way down, yeah?
See you on the way down. Okay.
All right, thank you. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Even though he had stopped and was speaking to us, and all he had to do was press the button to open the doors, he couldn't pick us up at an unofficial stop. So, we've now got to walk about a mile downhill to the bus stop. So once he's reached the top at the ski lodge, he'll turn around and he'll come back. That'll take him about 40 minutes. The worst of that is that when we come back later in the day today, if he insists on dropping us off down here, we've got about a mile or so's walk uphill all the way. Not that it will hurt, but it's not what we wanted. Anyway, we've now got about a 40-minute wait once we get to the bus stop for him to come and pick us up and take us down the hill to Santa Fe.
Good morning.
Good morning. Will you be doing the one this afternoon?
Yes.
I know you said you couldn't pick us up at an unofficial stop.
Yeah.
That's fine. When we come back out of town, are you able to drop us further up the road? Or do you have to drop us
It
here?
has to be an official stop.
Ah, okay.
Insurance and I don't know the reasons behind it, but that's the way it is.
You're going to make us walk uphill for a mile.
Possibly, unless you want to go higher, walk down.
Well, we're staying at the RV campground.
Okay.
How far after that is the next stop?
Real far.
Oh,
Real far.
well in that case, no. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Santa Fe. That rhymes. And we have found an self-guided audio tour of the historic district. And we are being bombarded with facts, some of which are very, very interesting and some of which are not so. But some of the things we have learnt, which may be of interest to people that don't know this, is one,
Santa Fe is the second oldest city in the United States.
yes, formed in around 1610, and two,
It's the 47th state in America.
yeah, it was formed in 1610, second oldest city in the States. It is the highest and oldest city, capital city of any state in the States. But given all that, New Mexico was only the 47th state, sort of one of the newest of states in America. And most of that has to do with its history of ownership between originally the Native Americans, and then the Spanish, and then the Mexicans, and then the Americans. And we've been learning about that, the changes that's all been brought out, or all the changes that happened as a result of those ownership changes. And on our audio tour, we have a very nice man that's talking in our ear and giving us a lot of very useful and interesting information. So this has to be one of my bugbears, where you find a beautiful old structure like this and then you get vehicles parked in front of it. And then if that's not bad enough, they go and put stop signs right in the middle of it. Look at what a beautiful photograph that would make if it wasn't for that stop sign. I know you can Photoshop things these days, but honestly, people have no idea. So how are you coping with the elevation here? I think we're about 7,000 feet in Santa Fe.
Well, it's 2,000 feet lower than the campground, so I did struggle up there, but it's a lot better down here.
Yeah. And the heat?
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not that sticky heat we had in Louisiana.
No.
But it is busy.
Yeah.
The town is busy. What have you got there, Chrissy?
Salsa and guacamole and chips.
Very nice. Is it nice?
A bit spicy, but I keep going back for more.
So after our little nibble of salsa and chips and guacamole, I now have the chicken burrito smothered in both red and green chilies. And Chrissy also has the chicken burrito, but she has her chilies on the side. And apparently, when you eat chilies here in Santa Fe, you get asked whether you want red chilies, green chilies, or Christmas, which is red and green chilies combined. And that's what I've gone for here, Christmas. So our walk, Chrissy, has
Yes.
now brought us up to the top of this hill, Cross of the Martyrs, and we're now looking over Santa Fe behind you. You can see all the buildings are very similar in design, very single story. Most houses excuse me, are single story adobe style buildings.
Very strict building regulations, I would think.
Yep. So what would you take away as your memories of Santa Fe?
I like the architecture for
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Food?
Yeah, really nice lunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weather, I would say weather's beautiful until you look over there,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't look so great.
No, I don't think it's coming our way.
No.
Should have brought my hat.
My thing I would say is I maybe have an issue with like the original peoples here, the Puebloan Indians, living their lives, minding their own business, and then the Spanish come along and want to convert them to Christianity. And ever since then, that religion has caused battles and deaths and torture
Yeah.
and ownership to change. And of course, the big people to lose out are the Pueblans, who were just living here happily minding their own business. But such is life. I'm afraid religion causes all sorts of problems all over the world.
Yes.
So, I mean, if people want to have faith, that's fine. But religions, I don't know. Can't get my head around it. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of Santa Fe. Another beautiful day. We caught the bus again, even though we've still had the same driver from hell.
He was all right.
He was all right. So we've come in today, and we sort of did the historic district yesterday. So today we're going to wander further afield, and I think we're going to start our day in the Santa Fe rail yard. I am just hoping that we don't find ourselves walking around too many shops looking at stuff that's either too expensive, we don't need, can't have in the Land Rover because we don't have enough space. I hopefully...
That's how you like it.
Well, I like it if I don't have to look around the shops. There is still a live railway line running right through the middle of this market, but there's a farmer's market, arts and crafts, nothing of interest for Chrissy, I think.
Rail Runner. New Mexico's Rail Runner, it's called.
So Chrissy, I'm going to tell you something interesting.
Okay.
This is the Sky Railway. I think it's a tourist train here in Santa Fe, and the company that runs this is part owned by, I think his name is George Martin. He was the producer for Game of Thrones. So one of the engines is decorated as a wolf, that's this one here, and the other one is decorated as a dragon.
I thought you was going to tell me something interesting.
I knew I'd find you in here.
Beautiful.
No prices on anything.
No.
Means they're going to charge you too much. I can see your little eyes lighting up at all these. Howdy, ma'am. I thought you were going to say I've always thought you were a cowboy.
Yeah.
I've just been told I'm all hat and no cattle. I think you're trying to say I'm not really a cowboy. Little does he know me. Well, good afternoon. Same state this time, old and knackered. I'm in New Mexico. We finished our 2 days in and around Santa Fe. 4 nights at the Hyde Memorial Campground, 2 days actually in the town. Had a great time there, it was nice. Weather was good to us all the time. And as much as I complained at the time, I think walking uphill back to our campground actually did us some good. And it certainly helps us acclimatise. We're now driven 40 miles north of Santa Fe to a place called the Bandelier National Monument. And the National Monument is for these structures that you can see, or the ruins of the structures. Can you see them down there?
Yeah.
If not, I'll insert a photograph. But these are the home dwellings of Puebloan people from many, many years ago. And there is a photograph, no, not a photograph, there is an artist's depiction of what it probably looked like in its day. And I'll insert that here as well. When we arrived here, we came in down that road you can see right in the distance, and you can see some buildings and cars down there. That's the visitor centre. And then from the visitor centre there's a walk that brings you out to visit the dwellings. There's dwellings down there set into these cliffs, and I think the path continues to what's called the Alcove House, and it's a big alcove in the rock face, and there used to be another 25-30 dwellings in there, I believe. We are going to spend some time down there tomorrow. Today is Sunday and it's quite busy. When we drove down to buy our visitors pass, it was quite busy down there. So we've set up at camp. There's a campground back in that direction where we came in. Nice little spot, and we're here for a couple of nights. So tonight we'll go back once. We've walked here from the campground actually. It's just over 1 mile along the canyon. There's a beautiful canyon here, and we followed the edge of the canyon to this overlook here that looks down. Tomorrow we're debating whether we will drive down there again, or whether you can maybe see a path on this side that we can follow, and that will bring us down here as well. So we either drive down, have a look, and then go off and do another hike, or we walk down and have a look and walk back. We'll have a chat over a beer when we get back about what we're going to do tomorrow. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous here. The weather's beautiful, the scenery's stunning, and it's quite a breeze, but it's a warm breeze. It's lovely. But yeah, we'll be able to learn a little bit more and show a little bit more about what's going on down there tomorrow. I'm going to put my finger out. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but up there. Can you line my finger up or not?
There.
Where?
There.
Okay, up there is where we were yesterday, looking down. And this morning we've come down. It's about 8:30 this morning. Beautiful morning, and we come down to have a closer look at the Puebloan houses and their life. And the first thing we've come across is this, called a kiva. And I initially thought this was for food storage, underground storage, but it's not. It's actually a meeting place, a ceremonial place, and it would have had pillars that stuck up above the walls, and a roof over the whole thing, an earth-covered roof with a hole in it and a ladder down into it. So this would be a dark hole when I think there's probably going to be a depiction of it somewhere further down the trail. Very big. So what they've done here is they've done a reconstruction of what they think this may have looked like. They're not sure obviously, but they're saying this is what it may have looked like. We used to have a programme in the UK a few years ago called Time Team, and they would find a little shard of pottery, and from that they would show you what the whole of the Roman Empire looked like. They would depict the whole thing. It's fantastic what it may have looked like. This one's here more one of your open plan styles. Two-tone, lighter at the bottom, dark at the top. Nice fire effect roof. This is the cheaper end of the properties. I think up the other end there's a couple of semi-detached, and when we get to the very top I think you'll start to find some with en-suites. I think this must be one of the deluxe properties. Yeah. I'll try not to get your bum in it or anything. So, still out of breath a bit, 7,000 feet and climbing lots of steps. This is starting to give us an appreciation for the size of this place. Up here you can see all the little circular holes that surround the openings, and that's where the logs or beams would have been installed to create a roof structure. And it goes up, it's several stories high. I mean, it'd be such an impressive thing to see in its day, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is our next adventure. We're going to go up that stairs where these guys are there, and then up that ladder, up another ladder, and then finally up the third ladder to get into that alcove. Alcove House it's called. Well done. How are you getting on?
Okay.
The next one is right, we're now up in the Alcove House. They have completed the construction of the kiva here. They keep referring to these as ceremonial structures, but I would be tempted to say they're food storage. In fact, they even mention on the information board here that corn and other husks of wheat have been found in the bottom. They have a ladder on the top that goes down, but yeah, it was a big climb up. They reckon there would have been either one massive family or lots of small families in here. But with that climb up, you really had to make sure that when you got to the bottom of the stairs, you had everything you needed to come up with. No, I got to the top and I left my keys down the bottom. But beautiful views and well protected from the elements.
Well, good morning and welcome to our site at Bandelier National Monument. I thought I would show you our lovely little site, site number 57. It's been a bit breezy, but we've had some nice shelter from the trees. A little bit of a slope, but doesn't bother us because we have our ramps. And Stirling tucks nicely in there. And then out the back, you come up. There's water, there's a little water tap just down there, so that's nice and handy, and a garbage bin. And then here is the camp site with fire pit, picnic table, and a bear box. So they supply bear boxes on the campground as there's bears in the area, and it says use your campsite bear resistant storage container for anything smelly. Anything smelly, and I'm a stickler for the rules. It's a nice size.
Can I come out now?
No, I think there's still bear in the area. Yeah, I think you've got to stay in there. Sorry. Time for a cup of tea.
I shall be reporting you to the RSPCP, the Royal Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Pools.
Well, where do you think you're going?
I'm going to Los Alamos, which is about 13 miles away. Los Alamos is the site of the Manhattan Project, which is where they developed and built the atomic bomb that dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So we've been watching Oppenheimer on Netflix in the evening, the last couple of nights, over 3 hours long, just to get a feel. But yeah, it's all set here in Los Alamos, New Mexico. So we're going to drive through there this morning on our way out to our next campsite, which is right at the north of New Mexico at a site called Heron Lake.
Can I come?
No.